So, Roy, yeah, we're very curious. If you sit down to start your art, explain to us how that process goes.
I don't know if I should call it a process. It's just a matter of doing. I have a couple of processes though, but my main one is like you were saying. It's just letting it go, seeing what happens, and halfway through, if you see something in it, you can pick it up and start to use your logical side of your brain, which it's not fun to do, but we kind of have to.
No, but I find it super interesting because, again, for me, like the way I design my art is completely different. Before I even touch the paper, I already have sketches of what I want to do. And I have and this is the first question I wanted to ask you, is do you have more or less a clear picture of what you are gonna paint? Because again, for me, I more or less know, okay, I'm gonna paint this figure with these anatomical things, or it's gonna more or less look like this. Not every detail, but at least a general picture. Do you have that or not?
I sometimes have that. But that's the thing, people have different grades of visualization in their head, right?
Yeah.
You've seen this a couple of times maybe. Some people can imagine an apple only as a line drawing in their head, and some people can imagine it in incredible depth and detail. And I'm somewhere in between. Right. So I can get pictures in my head where I'm like, oh, this might be cool, but it's always gonna be different than it was inside my head.
Yeah, exactly. And that I think is always like that, right? Even when I try to design a picture that is very detailed in my head, is very rare actually that it's gonna look like that when I finish the piece. But for me, again, there's always something that I do before. And honestly, it's also the way it feels for me. I feel a little bit more in control, or I feel a little bit I don't know how to say it, less anxious about the process when I already have a plan. But in your case, it looks a little bit like you don't have that need of
okay, listen,
of
if you don't have a plan, nothing can go wrong.
But it kind of sounds a bit similar to my experience, where if you use the apple example, then I'm further behind the curve as opposed to everyone. I just hear someone tell me apple, and then I have to go with whatever that is. I don't see an image.
Okay, yeah.
I don't see letters. There's people that have letters. I just hear someone say, oh yeah, apple. And I'm like, oh yes, I remember that's red.
Yeah,
I want to use red. And then I can sort of go into a flow where I just start to create. And to me, it sounds kind of like your process is you have an image, an idea, a small idea that you sort of start building from.
That's what I was saying. There are different scenarios. The one that happens the most is what you were introducing me with, is a blank canvas where I kind of let go of everything. I just apply some paint, and honestly, sometimes I think my materials have a better story to tell than I actually do. So I let them kind of speak for itself, And once they say something, then I start having a conversation with it.
Right.
Oh, this is what I want. It's not happening. Okay, what does this painting want?
Does it happen to you actually in the middle of that process that you get frustrated, or you get lost in the way because you are not satisfied with what you are seeing in that canvas?
Yeah, sometimes I am. But that has a universality, right? We all are not always completely 100% happy with the things we make, but it goes into the same principle of letting things go.
Yeah, because this is something that I am always very curious when I meet someone that makes a very elaborate, very detailed art compared to, let's say, something that's more sketchy or more fast. Something that I'm always very curious about is do they also have what I call the ugly face of the painting or the drawing? Let me explain what I mean. So in almost every drawing that I do, there is a point midway in which I am just very close to actually quit the project and tear the paper and forget about it, throw it away. And I think actually that responds a little bit to that feeling of, having that expectation in my head that this is going to look like this, or that this is going to have like this quality. Do you also go through to moments like that when you're painting?
Multiple.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Because the first draft is always ugly because it gets thrown on pretty loosely. Like when I paint a figure, the first draft is basically a stick figure. It has just a little bit more depth than a stick figure, but it's still kind of the same principle. There's like almost a line for shoulders and hips, and then it's just a little circle for a head, and then we'll just see what happens after that.
Right.
It's the building blocks, right?
Yeah.
If you want to build a good house, you gotta have a sturdy foundation.
Right.
Even though it's ugly, as long as it works.